Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Chris here. I didn't really want to get into all the situation, but it's something that I figure people would expect me to chime in on. So here goes. First things first. Obviously my condolences to those family and friends of those lost up in Buffalo. It goes without saying that it's a horrible situation. Shouldn't have happened. It's a terrible situation. Shouldn't have happened. Nobody in that store deserved to die or be hurt. Um, we have this conversation all the fucking time in this country about every time something like mass shooting happens, what do we do? Simple fact of the matter is what we need to do is versus what we need to do versus what will be done. The reality, what will be done, not a fucking thing. Nothing's gonna get done because nothing's been done before. A bunch of elementary school kids get killed in Sandy Hook, nothing got done. Columbine, nothing got done. Virginia Tech, nothing got done. Parkland, nothing got done. Fort Hood, nothing got done. Nothing's gonna get done. Like, we've seen a news person get shot and killed on camera, and nothing gets done. Nothing ever gets done in these situations. Like, nothing's gonna change in that regard. So, the same nothing will happen, and the world will soon go on like nothing fucking happened. Because why the fuck would we ever try to change any of this, despite the fact that we should have addressed this after Columbine happened? You know, it's nothing's gonna happen, and though it should. What should happen is our gun laws need to change, so it makes it harder for people like this fucking dude to get a gun. Period. It doesn't matter. If you're a responsible gun owner, you shouldn't have a problem with that. With it being harder for someone to get a gun. If you're responsible with your shit, what are you worried about? Oh, wait, the NRA is a domestic terrorist organization and they don't give a fuck because they just want guns in everybody's hands. Because their whole thing is a good guy with a gun will stop a bad guy with a gun. Well, in this case up in Buffalo, there was a good guy with a gun, and he wasn't able to stop the bad guy with the gun because the bad guy with the gun was wearing body armor, and he killed the good guy with the gun. Also note that the good guy with the gun argument is also stupid as fuck because, quite frankly, when the cops arrive in an active shooter situation, if there are two people firing shots, how the fuck are they going to know who's who? In this gentleman's case, the fallen security guard, he's probably wearing some sort of identification to know that he's security, so he probably wouldn't have been killed. But in most other situations, most people would not have that on them readily available, so, or wouldn't be wearing that, so they would probably get shot the fuck up with the shooter because the cops don't know who to shoot. So that argument is fucking dumb. I don't know why it's even brought up, other than people being fucking stupid about it. It's stupid bullshit that everyone brings up. Just be like, good guy with a gun, stop bad guy with a gun. If you say that, you're a fucking idiot. It's stupid. It wouldn't happen that way. No one's that good of a fucking shot. You're not living in a fucking John Wayne movie or a Chuck Norris movie. You're not Cobra. Like, you're not Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. You're not that fucking good with your gun. I guarantee you. There are professional people who use guns for a living who aren't that fucking good. So you're on some shit if you think that. So there's that part of it. Obviously, the other part of this, anyone who's trying to spin this into something where it's like, oh, it was video games, it's the music again, it's something else, anything else other than what he fucking said in his manifesto, where he clearly states, I'm a white supremacist and racist, and I did this because of I wanted to kill as many black people as possible to save my race. If you say it's anything else other than what he said in his manifesto, you're literally fucking insane. You're insane. He openly just admitted to why he did what he did. Like, he had the N word written on his gun. Like, do you need anything else to prove what he said himself? Like, are you really that fucking stupid? I mean, really, do we need to point in the memo in the manifesto where he said, like, I hate black people? Because it's all through that shit. All 180 pages of him of fee fi fo fig and man, I hate him, it's all right there. So I don't know what else to tell you. As far as who's responsible for this, other than the shooter, because there are other factors here. Fox News has blood on their hands. Straight up. Tucker Carlson has blood on his hands. Straight up. There are 400 times that he's brought up this white replacement theory thing that got this kid all hopped up on his bullshit to do this. Excuse me. And that's what led to this whole thing happening. He believed something that wasn't real. Now, I may sound really calm right now talking about this because my previous attempt at recording this, I lost my shit and started yelling and screaming and probably scared my neighbors because I'm fucking done. Like, I'm over this. Like, I'm over, like, all of it. I'm just done. Like, I'm done being nice about it. Anyone who comes into my comments on this video says anything about being upset or butthurt about what I'm saying in this video, please feel free to unsubscribe. Unsubscribe to my channel. Stop following me on Twitter. Like, just go away. Stop following me on Facebook. Unfriend me. Block me. I don't give a fuck. Go away. I don't want you in my life if you are against what I'm saying here. Because nothing I'm saying is unreasonable. It's basic truth. Like, we have a problem in this country with racism and guns. And those two combinations of deadly things equal, like, guns plus racism equal tragedy in Buffalo. 13 people injured, 10 dead. And for what? Why? It didn't need to happen. This kid should have never been able to access a gun. And I'm only calling him a kid because I'm 40-something years old and he's 18. He's not a kid, he's an adult and will be charged as such. But really, like, they need to change. Like, there were signs this kid was a problem and he still was able to get a gun. Why? Because no one wants to see shit change. The Second Amendment is an amendment in the Constitution for a reason. It's an amendment to the Constitution because the Constitution was meant to be a living document that evolved over time with us as a society as we evolve. Hence why the amendments exist in the first place. At the time the Second Amendment was drafted, we didn't have a standing military, so we had militias, hence the militia part of the Second Amendment. We had muskets and single-shot buckshot rifles and shit like that. We didn't have, like, assault rifles and semi-automatic weapons at the time, or weapons of mass war like we do now. Like, no one could have foreseen that back in the 1700s. Nobody could have known that was going to be a thing. That technology would advance to the point where we'd have these types of weapons. When they drafted the Second Amendment, nobody could have known that. So that should have been changed. But it hasn't been. Gun laws will not change because politicians in this country are bought by the NRA, who also has blood on their hands, by the way, because they're responsible for all this shit too, because they don't care about how many people die. They care about how many guns they get in people's hands. So they're just as guilty as Tucker Carlson and Fox News. Those are the people with blood on their hands. The NRA has blood on their hands. Politicians who don't want to do shit about that, have blood on their hands. Fox News and Tucker Carlson have blood on their hands. Like, all of them have blood on their hands. Every last one of them. And it's unfortunate that these 10 people had to die. On top of all the other people have died unnecessarily due to the bullshit gun laws we have in this country. It shouldn't be a thing anymore. It shouldn't. But again, like I said in the beginning, nothing's going to change. So be prepared for it to happen again. Because it's going to.